Hey, it's Todd Gross, and you are about to see one heck of a webinar. This is a webinar replay that shows you literally how to go out starting right now, right this moment, and get local clients. Now, it actually uses the Local 360 software as a vehicle to do that, but the training in the webinar can be, well, applied to just about anything that you want that you would think about to sell to local businesses. So without further ado, let's go to my partner, Matt Bush. He's going to be doing the interview. You have a lot of learning to come. Just a little snippet of what you're going to learn. I'm going to throw something up from the webinar right now in front of you on the screen. What you're looking at here is one of the vehicles to get the local clients. You're seeing some of the training on what to do. It's really, really cool. Wait till you see this during the webinar and how people immediately get out there and try to close clients right away. This is very, very cool. All right, without further ado, here's Matt.
What we're going to be doing today is having an actual interview with the people that have made Local 360. You've heard about it a lot yesterday from me and other people as well. It's one of those kinds of things that like everybody's talking about it. I know that besides what I send out, other people are sending out emails as well. And the reason is because we're really excited about it. These kinds of products only come along so often. And what I wanted to do was, it's always so challenging to me because I look at something and given my local marketing experience, I'll think, this is fantastic and it's a business starter for people that haven't done anything before. But it's so challenging for me to convey that in this little itty bitty email because I can only say so much. And so then I send it out, and the same thing with the sales page too. They can only put so many things on there, and we start to see these questions coming in about the service, how to use it, all those kinds of things. So rather than just me trying to answer them, I thought, what if we were to get the team to Local 360 out here, especially after having spoken with them. I certainly have been talking with them all along as they developed this product, and seeing the results that their students got when they opened it up to a small group of people just got me so darn excited. And of course, I wanted to do that for you too. So that's why I dropped everything that I was doing. I have a product coming out in just a couple weeks, and I had to put that to the side, which I'll probably regret later. But I just, gosh darn it, I had to let you know about this offer because it's such a strong one. So let's go ahead and bring Adam out. Adam, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here today?
Hey, Matt, thank you so much for having me today. I am so excited to be here. And what was great is that me and Matt have been talking, and one of the things that he said that his entire community is focused in the local space, the local marketing niche, and generating clients locally. And I said, wow, that's incredible, because that's exactly what we have to offer. And as we kind of go into today, and I can't wait to really just dive in with you, because we're going to be going through how you can really focus in on the local space, and how you can even take your business 10 times further than maybe where it is now, and how you can actually work with what Matt's doing with us and make everything kind of come together. So once again, thank you so much, Matt, for having me.
Oh, sure thing, Adam. Yeah, I mean, just to summarize the questions, and of course we can talk about them more specifically later. People want to know how they can take this and make money. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. And actually, as we go into it, we're going to be talking about getting your first client on this session. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. So Maddie, you are ready to?
Yes, I'm all set. And I know that when you opened this up to the beta list, I think you had people closing clients like immediately, right?
Yeah, actually, on the last webinar that we ran, we had one guy. He's in the last 24 hours. He's already over 5 clients in the last 24 hours, and it's really just by following this kind of simple process. We just want to simplify business as much as possible and make it easy for anybody to do.
Wow. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, I know that. I mean, the service itself is really cool, and business owners understand it. I know sometimes when you try to sell something like SEO, a business owner doesn't know what that means, but with this, they get it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about being able to capture your client's mind and really get them excited. So that I think we do that pretty well. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
All right. Well, hey, we're ready for you. Go ahead and get started when you can.
Awesome. All right. That sounds good. Well, guys, how is everybody doing? Before I start, all I want to do just before we start is I want to see where you are from. So let me know who's here and where you are dialing in from right now. Okay, which part of the world are you in? Are you in Germany? Are you in South America? Are you in the US? Where are you dialing in from? Because I love seeing people coming in from all over the world. That's the greatest part about working online is we get to see people from all over the world coming together with a similar idea to really be able to go out and help out. So let me see, guys, in the chat box, let me see where you are chiming in from. Perfect. I see we have Tennessee, we have Oklahoma, we have Michigan. Glad to see you here. UK, Germany. Okay, perfect. France. Great to have you guys. Really, really excited for this. So let's dive in, because as we go into this, and as you can see, it's all about closing your first $1,000 per month client. Now, what we're going to do and what we're going to talk about is something that you may have never seen before, is that instead of saying that we're going to help you land a client 2 hours after this webinar, or even a week after this webinar, or you can land your first like 10 clients within 30 days, we decided to switch it up, and we decided to prove to you and really show how easy it is in your local market to follow these steps. So my goal for this session, okay, is to have every single one of you land a client, not just in the future, but on today's session, okay? On today's session. That means like literally on this session, you will have your first client in the local 360 space. That is our mission, and that is what we are going to make happen. So as we go in, and how do I know this? Is because the last time we did this, 71% of all attendees got a commitment from a client. That is 7 out of every 10 people. And the only reason I think 3 of the 10 did not get a client is because they weren't paying attention during the whole process. So this, I can promise, if you do pay attention and if you follow this step by step, there is almost no way to fail. I've never seen a client fail after following this simple step, and we've proven this method time and time again as we've been going through this and watching what everybody's been able to do. This entire process is 110% scalable, and it really does not matter where in the world you are chiming in from, whether it be Europe, Asia, South America, the US, the Canadian market, or the Australian market. We prove this in every single market that we have been in to make sure it can work for everyone on here. So who is this webinar for? Now, this webinar is if you are looking to start an online business, you are absolutely in the right place. If you are looking to target your local markets, then you are in the right place. If you cannot figure out how to land your first client, then you are definitely in the right place. And if you need to start generating sales quickly, or if you've already started a business and you're just stuck trying to scale that business up, you've hit that ceiling, then this is going to help take you to that next level. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Adam O'Leary. I started working online back in 2010, where I've scaled up or acquired multiple 7-figure businesses. And from here, my email list has gone over 35,000. And this is something that I'm very proud of, and I'm very excited that's been able to be accomplished. But with this, 4 years ago, I was in the same shoes as probably most people who are starting an online business. And it really, just thinking about this and going back and really thinking about this, I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how a business worked and how to make it happen. I spent literally 3 years trying to go out and start a business, and I spent thousands on coaching programs. I mean, I think I've given money to every coach in the world at this point to try to teach me how to go out and start a business. And those coaches always would recommend software programs for me. And of course, I went out and I purchased all those software saying, okay, these all go together and this is going to help me get to where I am. So I spent thousands and thousands. And I even went down to the city hall and I would pay the tax in order to go start up a business and have my LLC started, and I opened up bank accounts. I worked with other people and I signed partnership agreements that we had to have an attorney create. And even with all of this, even after going through this entire process, I didn't land one single client in 3 years. 3 years. I didn't get one single client. And I think you can imagine how stressed out I was from this. I was ripping out my hair, and that question started coming into play, where I started really an entrepreneur. Is this actually what I'm destined to be, or should I be so stressed out? I mean, I was like ripping out my hair. And I went to one of my good friends because I literally did everything. I mean, I've done everything that I possibly could. And I ended up burying myself in $32,000 worth of debt. $32,000, just thinking about that, and coming back when you have very little income coming in, you're $32,000 in debt. You're always trying to rob Peter to pay Paul in order to meet the deadlines and actually pay off credit cards or your debt payment on time. That was just so stressful for me. I ended up talking to my friend, and they were a real estate agent, and she was great. I've known her for a while, and she was doing decent in real estate. She was doing 6 figures, and I decided to sit down and just talk with her and explain my situation. And I said, this is crazy. I said, I believe in my product. I do believe I have the best product. And the coolest thing about my product is that I'm literally the only person in the Boston market that is capable of doing what I'm doing. There is no other person in the Boston market that can do anything close to what I'm doing. So she looks at this, and she's looking what I'm laying out, and she goes, I know someone who needs that. Let me just introduce you two together, and you guys can connect. And I said, well, thank you. That's very nice of you. And I've never had that experience happen to me before. 48 hours later, I landed my first client. 48 hours later, after me struggling for 3 years, my friend, who is a real estate agent, recommends me to somebody else, and I land my first client within 2 days. And I'm going, oh my God, this is incredible. That light bulb just went off in my head, and I said, oh my God, I've been trying to generate leads on Google, I've been trying to generate leads on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on everything, just you name it, I've done it. And I said, this is crazy. I talked to my friend, and she told me to talk to somebody else, and right from there, I land my first client. It's time to scale this up. How can I do more and more of this? Well, I knew getting into business, okay, after all of the thousands of dollars that I spent on coaching, that there's 4 main elements that you need in any sort of business. Well, the first one is that you need to be the only person, or at least there needs to be very little competition in your market. The more competition it is, the harder it is for you to scale up and try to convince somebody, especially if you're new, to convince somebody that you can do it better than somebody who's been doing it for 20, 30 years. Now, the second thing is you have to have something that people need. If you don't have a product that people need, then you're not going to be in business for very long, as nobody needs your product, so there's no demand in the market. The third thing was, now I just realized how I can actually get clients, so I needed to go out and attack a niche that I could generate referrals. And being able to go out and generate referrals, as I just saw, was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And step number 4 is for me, I think the most necessary thing that you need from the very beginning is you need to be able to wow your clients. You need to be able to blow their minds. You need, when they sit down at a table, or if they look at a presentation that you're doing, they see it and they go, oh my God, how did you do that? That is what we want, because that is what's going to get the client to just have that aha moment in their head and say, yes, I need that. So let me ask you a question. Can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you struggled getting your foot in the door? Okay, so give me a 1 in the chat box if you struggle at trying to get your foot in the door, trying to get clients to actually listen to you, and trying to get clients just to even do business with you. Can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you've struggled with this failing before? Because I was there not too long ago. I mean, it was only 4 years ago. I was in that place, that place where I felt like there was a burden on my shoulders at every waking moment. And it just came until this. And I really want this session to just open up your mind and really allow you to start crushing it in the local market. So let's dive in, because this right here is 100% going to change the way you do business from now on. Now, there's 3 steps to taking action. The first thing that you need is leads. If you don't have any leads, that's like the blood of your business. If you don't have anybody coming in, then there's nobody for you to make a sale to. So the first thing you need is leads. The second thing is you need something that's mind-blowing. You need to blow a client's mind and get them excited about what it is and have that aha moment in their head saying, yes, I do need that. And then the third thing that you need is action. If you're not taking action, then there's no way for you to even land a client in the first place because you're not doing anything. There's no way that you're raising awareness or anything like that. So those are the 3 steps to any business. So the first one comes to generating leads. Now, when it comes to leads, this was a huge frustration for me to start. It definitely was. And as I said, I've listened to every coach in the world. And with this right here, what I started looking at and what I started realizing, because I was trying to generate leads, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and pretty much everywhere else that you can think of. And I found this crazy statistic that I wish I knew like years and years ahead. So a lead, after it comes to your landing page or after it shows interest in your product, after 3 minutes, the lead starts diminishing in value. The lead's attention span starts to gradually drop minute after minute after the 3-minute mark. I'm looking at this statistic and it was kind of just like a feeling just came over me saying, why am I wasting my time thinking that leads are actually diminishing in value after the first 3 minutes? So I had to change my thought process. And the way that I had to think was if somebody puts a gun to your head and says you have to land a client in the next 24 hours, you have to land a client. Like it's not a choice. You have to land a client in 24 hours. What are you going to do? Now, are you going to go result to these techniques of trying to generate these leads online, which are really, really cold leads? They're coming through and then they're diminishing in value after 3 minutes. Is that the type of lead that we're going to go target? Or are we going to start looking at warm leads? And the answer is, of course, if you can have warm leads, then of course, 100%, I'm going to focus all of my attention towards warm leads if I only have 24 hours to make something happen. Now, who is this? Who are those warm leads? And this is what comes down to your sphere of influence or sphere of power, as I've also heard it as well. And when it comes down to your sphere of influence, these are the people who already know, like, and trust you. So this is your accountant that you already do business with. This is your bank teller. This is the person at a supermarket that starts bagging your groceries at the checkout counter. These are the people that you've hired. This is a real estate agent. This is your attorney. This is your plumber that you have to come over whenever your toilet's broken. These are the people who already know, like, and trust you, that you've done business with for years. And the great thing about this is when I started realizing this, these people want you to succeed. No reason that somebody who already knows those leads. So what I want you to do is step number 1 in this process, and I need you to do this right now and give me a done in the chat box once you do this. Now, what you need to do is you need to write down 5 people who you know that run a business of any sort. It could be a contractor, it could be a real estate agent that you've done business with, it can be your plumber, it could be the accountant that you've worked with, it could be anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, okay? Just 5 people that you've done business with over the course of your lifetime. Just write down 5 people that you know are in business, and then give me a done in the chat box once you've written down those 5 people, okay? So just write down that now, get a pen and a piece of people. Don't do a ton, only 5 people that you've written or that you've done business with before, and then give me a done in the chat box once you do that. Now, I see some dones coming through, which is awesome, guys. Keep those dones coming through. I want everybody to do that, because if you do not do that, it will be impossible for you to land a client by the end of the session. So what we want to do is the second thing is we want to have a long, okay? We want you to have a mind-boggling offer. We want you to go through and we want you to really be able to wow your client, especially in your local market. And the most important thing to this is that you want to have as little competition as possible. You don't want to have to go up, as I said, in a business that's been around with people in your neighborhood who have been doing it for 30, 40 years. You don't want to do that because now you have to compete against the guys who have made this their life's passion for the last 30 years. Remember, competition is only good for the consumer. And the reason it's only good for the consumer is because competition drives prices down. So we want to make sure that our price can be high with very little competition. This is also going to make it much easier for you to generate referrals as there's more people who need that service from the start. So we want to make sure that it's easier to go ahead and generate those referrals for you. So what can you offer that's in an untapped market? What can you offer right here, right now, that's untapped that you can go out and take? And I have a question for you guys. In the chat box, can you give me a 1 if you've seen a 360 video before? And can you give me a 2 in the chat box if you've never seen a 360 video before? Give me a 1 if you have, and a 2 if you have not. If you can, very, very quickly. And if you've never seen a 360 video, this is about to open up a whole new world for you. So I'm really looking forward to this. Perfect. I see a lot of 1s coming through, and I see some 2s coming through as well. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, when we go into 360, let's just look at this example that you see on my screen. We look at this example of a building, okay? We could be selling, say, a penthouse suite in New York City or wherever we're gonna be. And you can show a full 360 experience of what it's like to live in that property. You're not just showing a video. What you're doing is you're letting the consumer experience that video, experience what it's like to be on that top floor. If we're selling another home, maybe that's not luxury property, and we want to showcase what it's like to live in that 360, that you have a view of the ocean. You can sit down, you can experience, you can hear the birds chirping, you can even look around and you can see in the trees, the birds sitting in the trees. This gives you a feeling of living in that property. We look and say the travel niche. I like extreme sports, I like doing crazy things. And when it comes down, one thing I haven't done yet that I've always wanted to do is bungee jumping, for example. And I can't tell you how many times I've already watched these videos. Okay, I watch it almost every day because I've been dying to do it. And when it comes to these types of activities, okay, whether it be bungee jumping or whether it be skydiving or whether it be going out, just BMXing, just riding a bike or anything like that, it allows the consumer to experience that fall. It allows that consumer to experience that action, driving a bike, okay? And it allows you to feel the video. And that is what we are looking for in here. How many times have you ever seen a picture of a property that's right by a lake and the real estate agent just takes a picture from the back of the house of the picture of the lake? Now imagine that feeling if they were to take a 360 video from the middle of the lake and be able to experience what that relaxing sensation would feel if you were there sitting, relaxing, laying down, and enjoying yourself that peaceful location. Would you be more inclined to see than just a picture of the lake? Of course, the answer is yes. Guys, 360 opens up a lot of opportunities for us in so many different markets, whether it be the real estate, whether it be the dining environment, whether it be skate parks or activities or the hotels. It opens up so many different niches for us to go out and feel this property. And one of the things that we always want to do is we want to look at who's investing in a program or a product before we dive into it, because the real trick that we found is to find only something that the big players can afford right now, that the big players are investing lots of money, and then take it into the local markets, because then we can showcase the big guys and allow us to go in and open up opportunities. So let's dive in and see who's investing in 360 video right now. Well, the first big player is, of course, YouTube 360. And if you've been on YouTube anytime in the past year, you're going to notice that YouTube dedicated an entire section to only 360 videos. It's an entire section YouTube has created where you can actually go in and literally rank in 360 only, which is incredible. We look at Facebook. Facebook going in, creating those 360s for Facebook, going in and opening up those doors when it comes to 360, engaging, actually being able to tilt, feel your way around that video. They've been doing so much to unlock and get you to engage, because that's what Facebook's all about, is immerse yourself in that experience. We see Aflac creating a virtual world where you actually get to go and experience that 360 video. We see Red Bull, who's one of the biggest players in 360 right now, doing crazy amounts of 360 videos in order to let you feel what it's like to be an athlete, what it's like to drive one of the fastest cars in the world, what it's like to jump off cliffs, what it's like to go skydiving. They want you to feel it. They want you to see their logo, and they want you to experience what they're doing. We see Mercedes showing the inside, what it's like to drive inside of their car. We have Nescafe showing what it's like to be on their coffee plantations, going through and opening up all of those types of ideas right there. Now, guys, what I want to do, and let me just see if you're excited, if you're ready to dive into what Local 360 can do for you, give me a yes in the chat box right now if you are ready to dive into the platform, and let me share with you exactly what you can do when it comes to Local 360 and the opportunities that are going to be opened up as we go through this. Okay, so give me a yes in the chat box if you're ready to dive through, because I am looking forward to showing you these right here. And I see tons of yeses coming through, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me go here. Beautiful. So guys, with this right here, what we see with Local 360 is, let me just give you this great example right here. So we go and we're looking in the tourism niche, and as we start going through, as we start feeling this video, we're going to be able to go and zip line and feel what it's like to go and zip line. That feeling of us diving through and seeing all of this in action as we actually go and see that world step by step. Now let's go look in real estate, for example. We click play on this video, we go through, and I'm able to now go look through this property as if I'm there. You see I'm clicking, I'm scrolling through this video. If I want to go look at the ceiling, I can. If I want to look at the floor, I can. If I want to go look over to the left, the windows, anything, I can go and see. And then another one, if we start looking, if we start going and trying to see in the hotel niche, for example, what we can do, then you're going to see that I can go see this property right here. I can look around the room and I can experience it as if I'm there. I can look out the window, I can look at the bed, I can do anything that I would like. Now, here's the best part. And I'm sure some of you have already noticed this. Now, on each of these 3 videos, you notice that I was clicking and I was scrolling around and I was experiencing that video. But there's 3 things, there's one thing primarily on each of these videos that are all the same. We look here in the tourism, it says visit us now. We look in the Local 360, we look in the real estate, we see where it says visit us. We look in the business store and we see where it says book now. The greatest thing when it comes to creating these videos is that we simply can capture these leads while they're experiencing and while they're scrolling through the video. And the great thing with this, it's all done in a few simple clicks of a button. So first thing you're going to do is you're just going to add that text, which is super easy. You just go here and you say, you're just going to say ready to go cliff jumping. Okay, we can say ready to go cliff jumping. I'm going to go here. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And once I do that, I can go here and I can type in any link that I would want to send them to. So if I want to send them to, say, Matt Bush, I can send them anywhere that I would like to, any type of URL. And in one click of a button, I can save that link. And now inside of this 360 video, as you're going through, as you're experiencing this video, we actually have the ability to capture these leads. Now, as we go through this and as we start looking at these different opportunities, let's look at just a few examples of how people have gone through and absolutely crushed it, knowing that you can capture these leads with 360. We look at Anna Selby out of the Arizona market. If you're in Arizona, you may have heard of her. And she was being interviewed by Joshua Smith. Now, she has an incredible, incredible story. And what she does is, if you listen to this interview, you're going to see this here. And what she says is, she says, listen, she says, picking up clients is easy. She says, I land pretty much every client that I talk to. And all she simply does is she goes to the home seller and she says, how many people would you like for me to get to your open house? And of course, the home seller is going to say, I'll be happy with 20, I'll be happy with 50, or some of them go all the way up and they say, hey, get me 100 people through my open house. And she says, okay, if I can get you 10 times more people through your open house, would you do business with me? And now, of course, the homeowner's scared because, oh my God, now there's gonna be 1,000 people coming through my open house. I have to put away all my stuff. I have to hire security. I have to hide my computer. I have to hide my dog. I have to do all of this. That is a ton of people. That's scary. And of course, the homeowner is saying, I don't even think I want 1,000 people through my open house. And she says, if I can do 10 times better than what you would consider excellent, would you do business with me? And they say, yes, if you can do 10 times better than what I would deem as excellent, of course, I would do business with you. And what she does, she pulls up her site and she has a bunch of virtual tours on them. And with them, she's showing 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 15,000 people looking at her virtual tour, at her 360 videos. And she says, see, I'm not just gonna do 10 times better than what you got. I'm gonna do 50 times better than any other agent on the market can do. I'm excited to do business with you. Let's do business. And that is how she closes her deals. It's that easy for her to go out and do it because she's leveraging something nobody else in her market's able to do. We look at Story Up using 360. They ran a side-by-side comparison with a fixed standard video, which had 237 views organically. And as you guys know, it's very hard to rank organically right now with Facebook making it even more difficult. So with the standard video, they were only able to get 237 views. With a 360 video, they were able to get 13,455 views. This right here is a 56 times increase, okay? 56 times increase in the number of views they were able to get. If we look at the click-through rate, for the fixed video, we're looking at 0.5% for the click-through rate. If we look at the 360 video, we have 4.5% for the click-through rate because the clients are engaging with those videos. That's an 8 times increase. Imagine you find any local business who's already doing a video, and we go out and you say, I can get you a 8 times better increase, 8 times better click-through rate than you're normally getting now. It's a no-brainer. Now, this is the most important one right here. And this is right from Hootsuite, as many of you guys may know. Well, Google recently carried out a side-by-side trial. And what they decided to do was they had a fixed video and a 360 video. While the 360 version had a lower view-through rate, which means that they didn't watch the entire length of the video, it had a higher click-through rate along with more views, shares, and subscribes. So the 360 video was not just able to get more click-throughs, it was able to get the more views, shares, and subscribes. And this is why it's a no-brainer for your clients to want to do business with you. So guys, with this right here, who's ready? Who's excited about 360 that we see coming through right now? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you're excited about the opportunity with 360. Guys, give me a 1 in the chat box if you are seeing all of the possibilities start opening up right now. And I want to see who is ready to go out and leverage this to go land a client, not just in a week, not just in a month, but right here on this session. If you are ready, give me a 1 in the chat box because I want every single person on here to land a client right here, right now. Perfect, guys. Tons of ones are coming through. This is excellent. This is what leads us into step number 3. You must take action. If you just sit on this webinar and you don't take action, then nothing's ever going to change. If you follow these simple steps that I'm about to share with you, your entire business is going to change. These are the exact steps. There's nothing crazy to them. Follow exactly the way they are written out. Step number one, what you need to do is pick up your cell phone right now. So pick up your cell phone, get it out of your pocket, pick it up off the desk, and put it in your hand. Step number two, go into your phone book and find just one person's number who you wrote down before, okay? So somebody early in the session, when I asked you to write down 5 people, pick one of them, and then go into the contact list and find that person in your cell phone. Step number 3, press the text message option. You are going to send a text message to one of those people, whichever one that you chose, that one person. You're going to send a text message to that individual. And I made it very, very easy for you. You're going to send this exact message. Please do not change a word on this message, and you will land a client. All you need to say is hi blank. So hi Sheldon, hi Mark, hi William, hi Deborah. Hope you're doing well with your real estate business. Hope you are doing well with your plumbing business. Hope you're doing well as an accountant. Hope that you are doing well in your mortgage business. Whatever it is, hope that you're doing well in your blank business. I need some help and was hoping you could help out. I am starting a 360 video agency and need someone to be a case study for me. Would you mind being my case study? That's it. That's all you need to say, okay? So text that down, screenshot this if you need to, whatever you need to do, just make sure you send that text message, because that's the next step. Step number 5 is press the send button on your phone. And if you do this, you will be getting a response by the end of this session. All you need to do is repeat for the other 4 people that you wrote down, okay? So once you send that one message, copy and paste, change out those 2 areas, and then send that same message to the other 4 people that you wrote down. And once you get a commitment in the chat box, put in I got it in the chat box so we know who went out and landed a client on this session, okay? And people will message you back. They're gonna message you back and say, yes, please tell me more information. I'd love to be a case study, or yes, I would love to help you out, okay? These are the people who know, like, and trust you and want you to succeed, and all you need to do is those simple 6 steps and you will land a client, okay? So guys, remember, once you get a commitment in the chat box, put in I got it the second that happens. And let's look at some simple math here. If we go through, we're gonna see the number of clients landed, hopefully today or on this session. You took action, you land 1 client, okay? This 1 client, with our system, you're gonna charge $9.97 per month, okay? So you're gonna charge $9.97 per month with this. That's a total profit of $1,000, $9.97. Now we go through here, and this is where the gold starts happening, is you're gonna generate referrals. So our goal is to get 3 referrals. Actually, we're gonna be shooting for more, but we're gonna just say you're gonna generate 3 referrals. From those, you charge the same amount, $9.97 per month, and that is a total of an additional $2,991 per month. And if we keep rinsing and repeating this exact same process, it's going to keep generating referrals, and it's going to keep growing step by step. So make sure to put an I got it in the chat box the second you land that 1 client. So let me just share with you what other local 360 community members who've been on this webinar right before you, and they went through and they followed those 6 simple steps. And let me share with you where they are now after sending that first message. First one that we look at is Dirk. He landed a client that allows him to charge $1,000 per video. And the greatest part about Dirk is that this isn't just one business. It's an entire franchise that he's going with. In this entire franchise, if any of those franchisees need a video, he's gonna be there to charge $1,000 per video for that client. We look at Jeff. Jeff went out, landed a real estate deal, and this guy was selling a $300,000 property, and he upsold them. And look at this, with that, he's able to add over $1,000 extra per deal going through that 360. We look at Eloise. She went after international clients, which is great, and she went after Costa Rican, okay? Costa Rica is an amazing place filled with adventure, and she went out and look at what she wrote. She's on track at this point to be hitting 15K per month with her 360 video services. Frank, he went out and he landed a client. He signed a deal with a $1.5 million home where he's charging $1,000 per video and $1,000 per month until the property sells. So if it takes 3 months for that property to sell, that's $3,000 in Frank's pocket. Guys, this is how simple it is to go out here. Philip, 2 calls, 2 deals closed. That's it. He picked up the phone, he went out, he closed 2 deals, and that was the way his business went. Guys, the facts are easy. 360 is 100% the easiest way to go out and make a sale. It's absolutely changing the market because it allows us to get those more shares, more subscribers, more click-throughs, and more engagement in our videos. And 360 gives us a massive advantage over any other agency that is out there today because we are able to do something that they are not able to do. So guys, with this being said, I am pleased to introduce to you the complete 360 marketing solution. And with this right here, with the complete 360 marketing solution, we're giving you 4 main elements to it. The 360 video, which we're going to show you how our proven system has actually gone out, and here's the best part about this, is you don't need to go purchase a 360 camera, okay? Because we have actually gone out and we've automated this point where we're able to go and outsource all of the 360 work, which is brilliant, and I love it. The next part is the 360 editor, the ability to bring those videos inside and edit those videos to be able to capture those leads information, to be able to brand them any way that you want. It allows us to go for 360 marketing as well, which is so important if you're working with your clients. And then for you, the most important element is 360 growth. And 360 growth is the area where you go out and you can start scaling your agency out. So when it comes to 360 video, as I said, this whole process is outsourced. This allows you to take any of these videos, okay, bring them from Vimeo, YouTube, and scale this process rapidly. Now, the next part is the 360 editor. This allows us to make those quality video edits that we need to inside of those with full touch-ups and also capture those leads. And if you would like, brand each of those videos with your client or your own name on them. When it comes to 360 marketing, this is where your clients are most excited for right here, is being able to market these and get the results. That's what 360 marketing allows you to do. This is where you're gonna have Facebook marketing abilities, website marketing from SEOs, content, blogs, okay, or a list, anything that you're doing there with one click, simple embed. And also you are able to go through and put it on landing pages or lead opt-ins in order to increase the conversions for your clients that you work with. 360 growth is the most important for you, as I said, because we've built this and we've systemized this where we want you to be able to build multiple agencies in any city around the world. So if you're located in Miami, we've made it possible to be able to work in Miami, also work in Boston, and also work in San Diego or even in Europe without having to jump on a plane. You can do it all from online and you can do it from your house. Guys, this is where we have brought this to. And if you're asking, well, Adam, how is this possible? Do I really need to buy a 360 camera? And the answer is it's 100% up to you. Some of our clients enjoy having full control and being able to do those, while many others would rather outsource it to the system that we actually set up. And when you do that, then there's no reason to buy a camera because you're leveraging somebody else who has a camera already and is willing to work with you to earn money with you. Now, the next one is, do you need to meet people in person? The answer is absolutely not. And I actually encourage all of our clients to stay online, because the further you can distance yourself from clients in the real world, the better off you're going to be at building a scalable business in the online world. Do you have to target your local city? I recommend it if you have a lot of contacts in your local city. But if you're in a small town, if there's 50 people in your town and your closest plumber is 200 miles away, but you have contacts in another city, or maybe you just moved from one area, one country to another, and you have a lot of contacts back to where you were, I would recommend choosing a location where you already have contacts, because this is going to allow you to scale 10 times faster than you normally would. Now, when will you have your first clients? As we've already seen on here, we've already seen people saying, I got it, which is excellent. So this is simple. Once you're gonna get your first client, once you follow those first 6 simple steps. Until you do that, you can never land a client. The moment you follow those 6 simple steps, you will have a client. That's how easy it is to land a client in the 360 space. Will you help me with my first client? Absolutely yes. Once you're inside, we're gonna be hosting a training where you're gonna be going through, and we're actually gonna be working with you to show you and really share the process for getting your business situated and getting that delivery process situated for your clients. This is gonna move you up and make it much, much easier for you to go out and work with these clients and systematize your entire business. Now, with this right here, I wanna make sure that you're constantly taking action. That's really what this comes down to, is business is just a constant form of action that you need to be taking. And Local 360 means a lot to me because I've already seen it changing lives of people who have gone out and just taken action with those 6 simple steps. When you join Local 360, I wanna make sure that you're 100% confident in your business. So what I'm gonna do as well, on top of all of this, is I wanna make sure that you are situated where you have live technical trainings that we're gonna go through. And when I say technical, it's not really technical, okay? Even if you're new and if you're just kind of getting into the online world, you don't know too much about online, it's okay. They are so simple, so straightforward, just like those 6 steps where pick up your phone, go through your contacts, press the text message option. They are gonna be that easy, so we can make sure that you or a virtual assistant can do it in under 5 minutes. And you will be an expert on 360, the whole process, within 7 days to ensure you are confident in your business. Local 360 offers 360 video at $397 per year value, 360 editor at $197 per year, 360 marketing, $600 per year, 360 growth, $2,000 one time, because that is your entire agency right there. 2 live expert 360 trainings for $397 and 3 software walkthroughs, $197 value, with a total value of almost $4,000. Guys, we want to make sure you are so confident in your business when it comes to Local 360, and I would invite you to seriously consider getting your business off the ground. This is a service that people need. This is a service that people want, and if you've already taken action with those 6 steps, you've already seen how simple it is to land a client in the 360 niche. So we want to make sure that this opens up a ton of doors for you and really opens it up. And we want to invite you to be an early adopter in our program to start taking this to scale. Now, this is going to be no competition. If you're an early adopter, there's no competition right now. It is so easy to go ahead and land a client. And if we look at this, the number of referrals that we want you to generate within 45 days is 10 referrals. That means that you charge per month $1,000 per month. Your monthly earnings are $10,000 per month. Annually, that's $120,000 a year. It's a 6-figure business. And if every week you were to go and land a new client, by the end of the year, what is that worth to you by the end of the year? How much is that worth to you and for your family? Well, the thing is, with Local 360, if you just generate 1 referral per week, you don't go crazy, 1 referral per week, which is like way easy. I mean, it's so easy to do. How much is that going to be worth to you by the end of the year if you just follow our system? It's going to be worth $5,000 per month, $10,000, $20,000, or even $50,000. How much is going out in generating just 1 referral per week for you? Guys, with this right here, At $997 annually, this would be a steal because that's just one client that you need to land and you've already made your money back. And then once they rebuild the second month, you've doubled up on your investment. At $497 annually, you make one client and you've already doubled up on your investment right there. Now, you might be asking, Adam, why are you saying this is annual? Well, the thing is, Local 360 is something that we want to work on for years and years to come. We want Local 360 to be working with us, and every single month, we want us and our developers to make sure that we're staying focused on this. But since this is our launch, and since you're going to be an early adopter, what we're going to do, and we're never, ever, ever, ever offering this again. What we're going to do is, since this is our early adopters that are coming on right now, each and every single month, and for years and years to come, we will be working on this, and we have to charge a reoccurring cost in order to keep up with those development costs. Well, we're going to start that reoccurring monthly fee between $200 and $900 starting on Monday, February 12th. And once the clock strikes midnight on Sunday, it is closed, and we are going to up that price to change it to that monthly fee, which we need to do in order to keep up with those monthly costs. So what I would like to invite you with right here is at $497 annually, that's a steal, but if we take this down to $197 annually and then slash that annual from there and turn this into a one-time fee, that means you land one client and you've already 5 times your investment in the first month. This is what we want, and this is how much we want our community members to go and succeed. Because think about this, if all this did was generate an extra $5,000 per month, would it be worth it? If this generated an extra 10 referrals per month, would it be worth it? And if this just allowed you just to have 4 to 5 clients, and you were good with that, you were comfortable with that, would it be worth it? Well, I need your commitment, because with this, as I've said, we really need to charge that monthly fee. So with this right here, the investment that you're making right here means nothing to me, but it means everything for you, because it shows that you're committed to making the next 45 days all about landing clients, and you're wanting to land at least 5 clients within the next 45 days to completely kickstart your business. So my question for you would be, how committed are you to building a 6-figure business with me? Well, this is how committed I am. With Local 360, there's a 100% money back guarantee. If you go through this whole process, okay, that's not a question. If you go through this whole process and you don't result in any additional sales or leads, what I am willing to do is not only just give you a 100% money back guarantee, I'm willing to reach into my pocket and hand you a $100 bill if you follow our system and it does not result in any additional sales or leads. I will 100% give you $100 out of my own pocket. And just to show you how committed I am, I already set aside $50,000 just to put my money where my mouth is to ensure that you are 100% taken care of. Guys, this process, I 100% guarantee that you are going to land a client if you follow our proven system. There is no way to fail with this system, and you only have 2 choices now. The first option is you can do absolutely nothing and not take this leap, which is 100% risk-free, actually 150% risk-free. Or the second option you can do is you can commit to changing your life today and join me in the most powerful business model in today's local market. So let me ask you a question. Give me a yes in the chat box if you are ready to go out and you are ready to start landing clients in your local market. Give me a yes in the chat box if you are excited about what Local 360 is going to be able to do for you, because guys, I cannot wait for you to go out and land your first couple clients in the next couple weeks and be able to absolutely crush it. So guys, give me a yes in the chat box right now if you are committing yourself to landing at least 5 clients in the next 45 days following our proven system that we have not had any failures at when it comes to landing clients. Give me a yes in the chat box right now. Perfect, guys. I am going to send this over to you right now. Okay, so that way you can go out and you can start and join the local 360 revolution. And guys, once you join here, okay, I am really excited about this, and I want to show you something that I think will really, really help you all. And guys, there's tons of yeses coming through, which is awesome. I'm so glad to see that. Now, with this right here, what I want to do is I want to do this for the first 50 who are in. And I want to make it an absolute no-brainer once you are inside. Because your success just means, it means everything to me to make sure that you can go out and you can succeed in your own business. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give you 3 massive bonuses. And actually what's really cool is Matt has put aside some insane bonuses for this, which I mean, they're incredible from what I have seen. And with this right here, so you're going to get access to those 3 bonuses. Plus, with this right here, you will be one of the only 50 who gets access to this. The reason why is because you're going to see, I can't let this available to everybody who gets in. And I only want it for the first 50 action takers because they are the most committed ones to going out and landing a client. So you may be asking yourself right now, well, Adam, how do I generate leads in another city? And guys, make sure to give me an I'm in the chat box the second you are inside. So you might be saying, well, Adam, how do I generate leads in another city? Or how do I generate leads? That might be your biggest issue. When I was first starting, I had no idea how to generate qualified leads. I was only getting cold leads and that were coming in, and I wasn't able to make any sales off of. So how can I go out and generate warm leads in another city or even in my local city? Well, we want to make it very, very easy for you. What we're going to do is we're going to give you the 50K lead generation suite. With the 50K lead generation suite, this is going to get you 10 leads per day coming in, and make sure to give an I'm in the chat box the moment you are inside. This is going to give you 10 leads per day. And when I say leads, I don't mean just random leads. These aren't random cold people who are coming through and you scraped off of Google or you did something random, okay? These are not random leads. These 10 leads are people who are messaging you every day saying, yes, I am interested in 360. Yes, I am interested to hear more. Yes, Tim, I am interested. Yes, William, I am interested to hear more about what you have to say. That's what that 50K lead generation suite is. When we say leads, we mean warm leads coming in, people who already want to work with you. That is a huge value, and that shows how committed we are to this program, to being able to help you. And imagine if you had 300 swings of the bat every single month, 10 leads a day for 30 days, that's 300 swings at the bat. What do you think the odds are that you could land just 1 client in 5 times your investment? The answer is very, very quickly, I assume. I think you can do it very, very quickly. It's because you have 300 swings at the bat. Now with this is all powerfully automated, okay? You can automate that whole system in terms of getting these leads to message you. And with this, you can scale it up and ramp it up in any city that you would want to around the world. Asia, Europe, the US, Latin America, wherever you want to target, you 100% and make sure to give that I'm in the chat box once you are in, okay? So make sure to give that I'm in the chat box right there. Now with this is a $3,997 value. On top of giving you the local 360 suite, which is the service, the product that you're selling to clients, we're going to help you get those clients to start messaging you and get up to that level where they're saying, yes, I want your service. How can we make this happen? That is a huge value, and I cannot wait to give it to you. So make sure to give an I'm in the second you are in. Now, the second question you might be asking is you might be saying, but Adam, okay, what if I don't have any marketing materials, okay? What if I don't have any marketing materials here or anything like that? I'm just getting started. I don't have any case studies. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do when I'm first starting, okay? Because it could be a little nerve-wracking. So I want to make it very stress-free for you. What I'm going to do is, if you don't have any marketing materials, that's perfectly okay. And guys, welcome in everybody who is getting in. Remember, give me an I'm in the second you are inside. If you don't have any marketing materials, that's perfectly okay. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you the marketing collection. This is the 360 video templates, okay, which you can use in order to go and send out to your clients to demonstrate exactly what you're capable of doing for them. So you're gonna have this, and we're gonna give you 5 video templates, okay? Or we are planning to give you 5. And what I told Matt is we're gonna do something special. We're actually going to give 10 video templates for Matt's community in order to go out and really drive this sale, okay? And be able to help you go close clients much, much quicker. The next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to help you when it comes to the closing guides. So how to actually go warm up those leads and get them interested, show them the case study, show them what we've done. We're going to give you that in order to go warm up those leads to make it much easier. So that way you don't have to stress about hiring a designer or how do I get proof or how do I find this. We're gonna make it very, very easy for you. And then the last thing is we're gonna give you bonuses. And with these bonuses, what we're going to do, and these bonuses are very important. These bonuses are going to help you land a client and get a client to commit right here, right now, in order to make sure that they want to do business with you and they don't say, I don't know if this is a good opportunity for me now. This is going to have those clients say, yes, I want to do business with you right now. So that is what we are going to offer with the marketing collection. And guys, everybody who's getting in, welcome in. Make sure to give that I'm in the second you are in, okay? Now, with this, guys, there is the 100K marketing collection, which is $3,997. On top of that, the 50K lead generation suite at $3,997. And also on top of this, the local 360 suite, which is where you deliver for your clients. And Tracy, great question for you. She said, Tracy says, do you guys provide the videographers? No, we don't provide the videographers, but we have a system that you can use, okay, to outsource the production of the 360 videos. We've gone through, we've tested it multiple times, and it is absolutely working. You can do it in any market, okay? And we give you the exact system, we give you the scripts to say, and we let you just go ahead and set those up. So great question, Tracy. That is entirely set up for you. You do not have to worry about that process. And for anybody else who's getting in, the entire outsourcing process, we're gonna walk through and we're gonna help you get those contractors who already have 360 videos, so that way you can work your entire business online. So great question, Tracy. Thank you so much for asking that. So guys, welcome in everybody who's getting in. And guys, can I just see, is anybody on the fence right now? Can you give me a fence in the chat box if you're haven't dove in yet and you're thinking about getting in, but you're on the fence? Because I want to offer one thing I think that you might really enjoy. So give me a fence in the chat box. If you're on the fence, you haven't considered taking the leap yet, but you're considering it, okay? Give me that fence in the chat box because I want to do something that will really help you, okay? And do you have any demo videos for car dealerships? Great question, Tracy. Yes, it is. I'm going to include one for the bonus, okay, for the marketing collection. There's one in there for a bonus. So great question, Tracy, okay? So perfect. I'm way over the fence. I love that. So running down the hill. So awesome. So with this right here, anybody who's on the fence, this is going to just blow your mind. Now, the biggest issue after asking customers in working with our clients, saying, what is your biggest issue when it comes to trying to land a client? The biggest issue that we always get is, well, Adam, I figured out the lead generation process. I figured out this, I figured out that, but what about sales and closing clients? Guys, in the chat box, can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you've experienced that feeling when you feel like you know everything, it's just the sales and the closing part that you struggle with the most. Can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you've struggled with making the sale, actually generating the sale before, okay? So give me that 1 in the chat box if you have struggled with that before, okay? And I see a lot of 1s coming through, okay? And I kind of expected that because it's a very difficult thing, especially when you're first starting. So what I'm going to do as well, so I'm going to do something big, something huge, is I'm actually going to give you a Done For You 360 webinar. Now, with this Done For You 360 webinar, this is an automated webinar that is completely unbranded that I did. And with this right here, the goal of this webinar, and I'm going to give it to you, and what you can do is you're going to set it up as an automated webinar. The great thing with this here is you just need to drive your leads into that webinar for you. And once you do that, I'm going to push your leads into your buy button. So you set it up, you take that automated webinar, you allow me to close because I've been selling 360, I know how to do it and I love webinars. I'm actually going to sell those leads for you, push them to your buy button. You set it up so it goes to your buy button. And with that, you keep 100% of the profit, okay? We don't take anything from that. You can go use it and use that to drive 100% of your sales right through that webinar. And guys, that webinar is going to open up a ton of opportunity for anybody who struggled with sales. Anybody who gave me a 1 in the chat box, this is going to open up and make just a mind-boggling offer for you because there should be no reason you should fail when it comes to Local 360. So please give me that I'm in the chat box once you're inside so you can qualify in the first 50 to be able to get access to that Done For You webinar, especially if you struggle with sales. This is a do not miss here because this is the only time I am offering this is for those first 50. So let's just look at this. What you're going to get is the Local 360 suite in order to go out and have your delivery set up. So you have something to deliver for your clients. The 50K lead generation suite is the leads that are going in. Once those leads are in, they're going to go into the 100K marketing collection. With the 100K marketing collection, you're able to warm up the leads, you get them excited, and then right there, you send those leads right into the Done For You 360 unbranded webinar that pushes directly to your PayPal without having to give any affiliate commission or anything like that. Guys, this is a total value of $14,000, and I can't stress enough that once Sunday night hits, this is going up to a monthly reoccurring because this is not just a product that we created and you can get right in right now for that $197 that the product is. You can get inside, you can join us for that one time in with your first client, that which we guarantee you're going to get a client, that you can go out and you can land in literally 5x your investment right away with this process. Guys, we are not messing around when it comes to this business, when it comes to you going out and crushing it in your local market. And that's the reason I'm saying, give me an I'm in the chat box. If you are looking to go out and land 5 clients in the next 45 days, then there's no better time to do it. And what I want to do as well is, hey, Matt, are you there?
I sure am.
Awesome, Matt. I know that you have probably the best bonuses I have ever seen as well. And I would like to, if we can share that with your community as well, because some of them are incredible. So I am very excited for this. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. But first, I got to say, I mean, your bonuses are just as amazing. That the whole webinar thing, that's something that I've thought about for a long time, using that to close local businesses. And the fact that you're including it for people, I think is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that especially your audience, if they're in the local market, it's very important that we can get them off the ground quickly. And I don't know any faster way to do that.
I know, yeah, because
creating automated webinar.
Yeah, because I certainly see personally how webinars are a great way to communicate the value of something. And I do know some people that have been using webinars to close local clients, and it works really, really well. So, but yeah, for the fact that you're including it, that they could just take it and do it, that's amazing.
Well, I thank you. I'm glad that you like that. Yeah, we definitely want to put that together. So I'm glad that you definitely like that bonus.
Yes, I'd love to see it as well, if that's possible.
That sounds good.
Okay,
So perfect.
cool.
Yeah, let's dive in. I wanna share yours if that sounds good.
That sounds great. So the one thing that I've noticed, and we've done this for other things too, is that people do struggle to sell something if they don't have a website already to sell it from. So that's why we wanted to do that, because we have the resources, and very quickly we were able to put something really nice together. I also worked with Todd for Todd to be the salesperson on this website. So the way that it works is you get the file from us. It takes just a couple minutes to get it installed. And I can also tell you that if you are not familiar with WordPress and you have trouble installing it, all you have to do is open up a ticket and we will install it for you. It's no problem for us to do that. And you can go in, all you have to do is, this site is made to just be ready to go. You do have to put your name in it and your phone number, of course, but you don't have to change anything else. In fact, I encourage you not to do that, so that way you can take this and just hit the ground running. Some people will start customizing it, and I would rather you spend your time making your initial money and then later fix it up. But this website, it has a working store. You just hook it up with your PayPal, so you can actually take payments through here. And this way, when you are selling to a business and you've never done, let's say you've never done this before, a business isn't going to know who you are, and then you show them this website and they're going to see that you are this established company, and they're going to feel even more comfortable with paying you money. So that's what we did, and showcased on there too, up at the top, was the video, a sales video that Todd filmed for me. We worked together on this, and he filmed it, and then I took it and I put samples of a 360 video in there. It does a good job of explaining what 360 video is, so that way a business is going to see this and then be interested to learn more. And then there's a working autoresponder on the website as well. So this way you can go and you can be up and running, and of course you can customize this to your heart's content. It's a WordPress site. It has like a drag and drop. You just type the text kind of thing. It's very simple to do, and of course we're here to help. So that's one of our bonuses. The other bonus that we wanted to include too was I wanted to give my own spin on training, because I certainly have found the training that Adam and his team provides to be very helpful. I like to give my 2 cents as well, because I've been doing local marketing for so many years. And so what's going to happen is on February 20th, I'm going to be doing a live training where I'm just going to share my thoughts on this, how I think you can fit it in. I know a lot of you already have a video business selling other things. We're going to talk about how to integrate that. Also, an interesting question that I've seen, I know that Adam has been encouraging people that once you land a client, that you can easily outsource the creation of the video. But I have some people writing in saying, what if I want to do it myself? And that's kind of how I feel about some things too. So what I did was actually went out and I bought a 360 camera, and I'm going to be going through showing you how to use that too. So if you do want to do it yourself, again, you certainly don't have to, but if you want to, I'm going to be talking about that too. Again, I think the important thing to understand here is whether you're outsourcing the creation of the video or doing it yourself, you don't have to spend any additional money until you get a client. So you go out, you land a client, they pay you, and then you're paying someone else to make the video, or you buy a camera for yourself. So that's another training that I'm going to be including, is going to be that live training. Of course, you'll be able to be asking questions, all that kind of stuff. We're also throwing in our easy voicemail system that you might have heard of it before. It's a system that essentially broadcasts voicemails out to businesses. I'm going to help you with what to say, and then you launch it out and leave messages on people's answering machines. So what you would do is you would say, I'm going to target spas, because I think a spa is a nice fit for this. I work a lot in the beauty industry. That's why I'm going this direction. But I know that a spa is something where you go in there, it's very relaxing, and I would think this would be a good fit for the service, because it's going to look awesome to see more detail of what a spa looks like inside. So I'm going to help you with a message to blast out to whatever kind of company you want, and I'll show you how to do it. And when you do this, you would call them, like let's say for example you're going to call a spa. You would call them like at 8 o'clock at night when they're not there. This system automatically dials them, leaves a message on their answering machine, so the next morning when they come in, they call you back, the people that are interested. So now what happens is they're calling you. And when that's the case, it's such a game changer because, it's certainly you can call businesses and try to sell the ones that you haven't talked to before. But when they're calling you back, it makes it a little bit easier to sell, especially if you're getting started. So what I'm doing is I'm offering 1,200 credits for our easy voicemail system. Now, if you buy an upgrade, and if you've already purchased an upgrade, we're going to be giving this to everybody that did. You're also going to get an additional 1,200 credits. So if you buy Local 360 and any of the upgrades, you're going to get a bonus double amount of credits to have more calls to make. And of course, you can purchase more credits from us too, but you're going to have a lot to start with. So again, what I wanted to do was just looking at this incredible offer and thinking, what can I add in to make it even more of a home run to literally give you everything that you need? And that's why we wanted to go ahead and do this website and the sales video and the voicemail system and the webinar and so forth and so forth. So that's why I put those together.
Matt, that is absolutely incredible, incredible, incredible. Those are some massive bonuses. I mean, guys, just even thinking about this, he just saved you right there an easy 2 weeks of having to make a website or anything like that. That's crazy. Really, really good work there. Having that website where you just got to switch in your name, that's incredible. Really huge bonus. Thank you so much for that, Matt, for your community.
Sure
incredible,
thing. Yes.
Incredible.
Yes, and everybody that gets it through me. Yes, answer Tracy's question. You will get that website. Now, Tracy, you do need to purchase your own domain name, and we go through that if you're not familiar. But basically, you need a WordPress installation, and then takes 2 minutes for this website to be installed. It just kind of gets pulled in through a WordPress plugin, and then you have it. And then another 20 minutes to get it customized to you, and then you're ready to go. And of course, if you have trouble, we're here to help. We have tech people that are able to just go in and if you can't get it installed, we'll do that for you.
That's awesome. So guys, just to recap what you're going to be getting, and I just want to share this, is anybody else trying to get in to Local 360, every single person should be in. Especially if he's including the voice drop system too, and that's incredible as well. I mean, leads are going to be calling you up now saying, hey, can you help me with 360? That's amazing. So guys, is there anybody else that's trying to get in right now? Give me a weight in the chat box if you are trying to get in. These are some of the biggest bonuses I have seen, and this is going to allow you to go out and, I mean, you have a full functioning business the moment you are inside. So I do want to make sure that you are in. Please give me a weight in the chat box if you are trying to get in, if you haven't already done it. And sure, let me just send out that link one more time for you just to ensure that you are, that you do have that link. Okay, so there you go. Perfect. Sent that out to you. Awesome. And I see, there you go. Let me send those over to you one more time. Awesome. Okay, so perfect. Guys, just to recap what bonuses you're going to be getting. Once you're inside of Local 360, you are going to be getting bonus number 1, which is how do you generate leads? Well, we're going to give you the 50K lead generation suite. This is going to allow you to get those 10 leads per day saying, yes, I am interested in your service. I want to work with you for 360. These are 10 swings at the bat every single day, and the entire thing is automated. And on top of that, with what Matt's giving you, he is giving you the voice automation system, which these leads are actually, you're going to have additional leads calling you back every single day saying, yes, I want 360 services. Can you tell me more about what you are doing? Now, bonus number 2, marketing materials. We're giving you those 360 video templates to get you off the ground and starting. So that way you are good to go. You do not need to worry. We are going to give you those video templates so that way you can send demo videos to your clients, as well as warming your clients up with those closing guides in order to really help those audience members be warmed up, and then also give you some bonuses so that way you can give to your clients in order to close the deal now. That is what we're going to be giving you with this. And then with this as well, to make it even better, because Matt is incredible, he's going to be giving you, Matt and Todd actually, both of them put it together. They are going to be giving you the website as well, a done-for-you website. So that takes the marketing collection to an entirely different level, where now you have a full-fledged business right there in a box almost, where you can take this and run with it. And bonus number 3, just to make sure that we can help you as much as possible in your local market, and I really hope this helps you out if you've struggled with sales in the past, is we're going to give you that done for you 360 webinar, which basically I'm just some sales guy who helps you push those leads through the door. You set it up, you run it as an automated webinar. It's 100% unbranded, and at the end of the webinar, the clients are pushed directly to your buy link, which the money goes 100% into your PayPal. And with that, guys, as well, you get those 1,200 voicemail credits as well to even get you off the ground much, much faster. I see a bunch of other people getting in, which is great. I'm glad to have you in right here. Okay, so guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. With that, because I cannot wait to see what this is going to be capable of doing with you right there. Okay, and is anybody else trying to get in right now? Give me a wait in the chat box if you're trying to get in, as I don't want to let you miss this out and miss these bonuses that are coming through. Okay, so perfect. Awesome. Okay, so guys, with this as well, I see a couple questions coming through. Guys, in the chat box, can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you work with multiple niches? Can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you work with multiple niches? So whether it be golf or it be the car dealerships, you work with one car dealership person, you work with the real estate agent. Can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you do? Because I want to share one interesting story with you, which I really hope that you take this a bit of advice with this. Okay, so perfect. I see a lot of 1s coming through, working with different niches. Now, listen to this because I really want you to, I can't stress this enough. It means a lot to you in the long run, and I hope this story really just brings it to life. So I have a client that I've worked with, and he's an amazing person. His name's Mickey. He's an amazing guy, and what he did is he started going out the exact 6 steps that I had you lay out to, and he went out and did this. And what he did is he went out and he went to a diner, and he was actually working at the diner, like working on the computer at the diner, and he saw the owner walk out, and he looked at the owner and goes, he looks at the owner and goes, "Hi, yeah, I was wondering, let me just show you what I'm working on." And he showed what he was working on, and he says, "Who do you know who would be interested in this?" And the person's diner says, "Oh, the person at Firestone Tires would know or would actually want this service, is actually looking for this right here." So Mickey's going, "Okay, wow, okay, Firestone, that's a great client to land. I'm really excited." And he's like, "This is awesome." And he messaged me. He was so excited. He was leaping up and down. And what happened was he realized he had no niche templates that had anything related to do with tires. So what he had to do is he just spend all night. He said he did not sleep because I didn't know, I was already in bed. He said he did not sleep that entire night because he had to go create a demo for this client because he had a meeting with that person the next morning. And this right here, I don't want you to fall into that situation. So what we're doing, and this is what the Template Club is, okay? And I really encourage you to run and dive into this head first, okay? And give me an I'm in 2 the moment you're inside, okay? So an I'm in 2 once you're in, because once you give that I'm in 2, you're also going to qualify for Matt's additional bonus, which Matt, you said it was 1,200 additional credits, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. So you guys are going to qualify for an additional 1,200 credits once you are in this. Plus, you're going to be getting all of these different niche templates that you can use, and it's going to save you so much headache down the road when you get a referral from a person that you did not expect, okay? So give me an I'm in 2 the moment you're inside, and let me give you some great examples of this. Now, in the real estate niche, there is multiple niches, okay? So real estate isn't one niche. There's sub-niches inside of this. So for example, if you're selling a home, okay, that's great, but real estate agents are, as some people would say, are difficult to work with. It's just because they don't know how to sell to real estate agents. Now, real estate agents are really actually easy to work with if you know how to do it, and they're so loyal if you help them correctly. What real estate agents do is they work with people who allow them to land more sellers. So they work with people who get into their listing presentation, and that is what this is set up for. Now, inside real estate, you have your luxury niche, you have your lower end niche under $200,000, and then you have your mid-range, and then you have your apartments, you have your condos. There's all of these different sub niches in the real estate niche. Now, if you want to get into a listing presentation, you can't just show one generic video to all real estate agents, because that way you're not hitting all the markets. What this is going to do, let's say if a real estate agent refers you to another real estate agent in a different niche and you don't have a video ready for that, then you're going to be out of luck and you're not going to be able to land that client. And right now, we set the Template Club at a rock low price because we want to make it very easy for you too. And once Sunday night hits, okay, it's over, it's done, it's closed. And we're going to be upping that price dramatically to the price that it actually needs to be at. This is only for our early adopters that are getting this low price. So with this, in this template niche, you're going to get all of these different types of real estate templates that you can use in your business to go out and help a real estate agent close a listing agreement. Because once they do that, they're going to make money, they're going to give you money, and then they're going to close the deal. And that's the way it works. That's how you work with real estate agents, is by having different niches ready for them to go. And the next one is the home services niche. And guys, remember, give me the I'm in two once you're in. And I see a bunch of I'm in twos coming in, which is awesome, okay? So I'm in two. So with this right here, and let me see, and perfect. So Dave, I can send you a message with that right there. And give me just 1 second, okay? So when it comes to the home services, perfect. Great, okay, sorry, just wanted to send this over to Dave because he had a question about that, and I can go into that later for you. Now, when it comes to the home services, these are your higher profitability niches. When it comes to an interior designer as well, it's very important also to be able to have different niches that they fall into, because not every house is the same. What you want is they want to be able to align that demonstration that they're going to be showing to the clients. So for example, if it's a wooden home, or if it's like a lodge home with like the big trees, okay, that are, I don't know how to explain it, like the log homes, that's what they're called, log cabins. If it's something like that, then, and if you show them a condominium, it's not going to make any sense. The person's going to be, why are you showing me this? This have nothing to do with each other. But if you show something that's very related to what they're doing and say, look at how we took this and we took this, and then that is where you're going to start seeing that you're going to help interior. That way they always want to do business with you. Now the next one is restaurants and cafes. Every restaurant's different. Every cafe has a different theme to it. You want to be very well prepared to walk in and close these with the templates that they need. You want to show how you can put money in their pocket. If you walked in and you showed a nightclub and this place was a very relaxed cafe, well, it's going to be very difficult for you to close that client then, because they're not going to be interested. It has nothing to do with them. So what this Template Club does is going to show you and help you in all of these different types of sub niches be able to go and have something to demonstrate to your client that they can relate to, which helps put money in their pocket and also puts money in yours. With conferences as well, it's the same thing. Conferences attract a huge amount of attention, and if you can help somebody sell those right there, it will help you dramatically, okay? And perfect, welcome in, guys. Everybody who's getting in, remember, give me an I'm in too the moment you are inside of this, because then you're also going to qualify for Matt's 1,200 additional credits, where you can actually use those 1,200 additional credits to put more money in your pocket, because people are going to start ringing you back and saying, yes, I'm interested in working with you. Let me know more. In the hotel and tourism niche, guys, every hotel is different. Airport hotels are very different than luxury hotels, and also very different from college student hotels. And I travel very frequently, and I can tell you there's a drastic difference between all of these types of properties. If you don't have the proper sub niche when it comes to this, and you show something that doesn't relate with the hotel owner, or if you show something that doesn't relate, it's gonna, with whoever it is, it's gonna be very hard for them to want to work with you because they can't put the two together. It doesn't make sense. They're gonna say, this only works with the high-end luxury, when in reality, it absolutely works with airport hotels, showing the simplicity of it. It absolutely works with college places as well. It works with all of these. So this is gonna help you with those sub niches. It will show the pool, the ocean, that environment, that feeling that you get in by that hotel, okay? And it's gonna help them understand, and also demonstrating the room, showing what you can do with those 360 in the rooms. Guys, make sure, give me that I'm in number 2, because I want you to get those extra 1,200 additional credits as well. When it comes to the car dealerships, think about driving a dream car. Okay, you can look at pictures of cars. You see this picture of a car and you're saying, yeah, it's a really nice car. But imagine that adrenaline you would get if you felt you were driving the car. Imagine those little hairs on the back of your neck, on your arms peeking up as you feel like what a Mustang actually feels like as you're driving. That is what 360 can do. And if you're able to use these different niches, okay, or maybe you want to show a family car, maybe show safety, that is a very different niche. If we're targeting a mom, we're not going to show what it's like to drive a Corvette. Okay, if we're showing somebody who wants a Corvette, we're not going to show them a Toyota Prius, for example. That we are going after giving them the experience, and we need to be able to help the car dealerships be able to understand what the value we can provide them to put more money in their pocket. This is why I'm saying, guys, this template club is so important for you to go out and be able to open up all these different doors to make sure you do not fall short of any of these obstacles. And when it comes to events and nightlights, think about the difference between a VIP booth or in the crowd. When I go out, I like VIP sometimes, and I also like the in the crowd, being able to feel and experience. It's two completely different environments, even at the same venue. And you need to be able to demonstrate what it's like to be in both. That is what we can do here, and that is what this template club, this is the reason the template club is so important. That way, when you get a referral, and let's say if it happens next week, you get a referral in a different niche or a different sub niche than you had that you already didn't plan to have, then what's going to happen is you're going to have to go and you're going to have to pay at the normal rate as opposed to the early adopter rate. And I don't want that to happen to you because it's such a rock bottom price now. And also on top of that, you're going to get the 1,200 additional credits. So guys, give me an I'm in too if you're in. I see a ton of people in, which is awesome. And is there anybody who's trying to get in? Can you give me a wait in the chat box if you're trying to get in and you haven't been able to yet, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody here is in that and that you do not miss out on that, because guys, this is such a rock bottom price that you do not want to miss this, okay? Awesome, guys. I see a lot of I'm ins coming through, which is great, okay? So I'm glad that you listened and that you're going to follow through with that, because guys, in the future, I'm just telling you, when you get a referral next week and you see that there's a niche that you didn't have, or like because you just didn't dive into the template club, it's going to save you the opportunity loss of not landing that client, okay? So guys, that is why it's so important to me, and I'm really glad that you guys are really excited about that. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. And let me just see 1 second. Sure, Tracy, I'm going to go through that at the very end. I just have one last question for everybody on here. Guys, in the chat box, can you give me a 1 in the chat box if you are planning to target another city other than your own, or if you want to be able to set this up as a completely automated business, okay? So just give me a 1 in the chat box if you either plan on targeting another city other than your own, or you are all about the automation side and you are all about just being able to set this up like a fluent motion. Give me a 1 in the chat box, okay? If that is your area that it makes into, okay? So give me a 1 in the chat box right now in it to make it, okay? So give me 1 second. Yeah, Ron, they are, okay? So yes, Ron, they are. They will be, okay? So perfect. So with this right here, okay, and 1+, okay, great. So when it comes to this, the last thing that I want to show you is the complete outsourcing suite. Now, this is for business owners, and especially if you've already established a business, this will really help you. If you're just looking for a fluent motion to be able to go through and you like having a management process on your business, or if you're looking to target another city that you physically cannot be present, this is where the outsourcing suite is going to be really, really helpful for you. What this is all about making your life very easy, okay, in terms of going and setting this up. And let me give you a reason why. Now, when we look at this right here, the first thing that we're going to give you is the scripts and the swipes, the email swipes that you need to go out and really crush this. Now, with me, I always joke that I can't write, okay? I'm a really bad writer, and it's not something I enjoy doing, and I don't really like writing emails. I like talking, I like listening, I like all that type of stuff, but writing emails is very difficult for me. So what we did is we actually hired our own, we took our own email writers that we have, and what we're going to be giving you is a done for you email sequence inside of this. This is like to make the entire system just 100% complete. This is going to give you those drip emails that you would need to set up, that you can attach everything to and really be able to systematize that sales process very easy. As well, on top of this, we're going to give you the sales scripts as well, which the sales scripts are great because for me, I like to hire salespeople to do things as well. And I think salespeople are great if you can get, especially once you get a commission-only salesperson. If you have that system, and this is amazing, if you have those voicemail drops, you guys, those people are going to be calling in. Those people are going to be dialing you. Do you feel comfortable 100% going through, or would you want to hire somebody to do it? Well, the great thing with this is you can go hire a salesperson. We'll give you those scripts that you need, and that works perfect with that system. And if you want to do it, we're going to give you those scripts as well. So that way, when those calls are coming in, if you want to jump on those calls, which heck, I would definitely want to jump on, especially when I'm first starting, then you are going to have those scripts. So you don't have to stress about what do I say, or oh my God, they're calling, I don't want to answer because I don't know what to say. We're going to make it so easy for you to know how to say, or if you want to outsource it to a commission-only salesperson, you can do that as well. Now, the next part is that sales process. Okay, and make sure to give an I'm in 3 once you're inside so I can see who is in. And guys, this right here with Matt's system is going to make your life just incredible. Okay, if you dive in, you get that extra bonus, especially with those calls coming in, and then we give you the scripts to tell you what to say. Guys, that's incredible. That's a huge value for you and for whoever you're working with as well. We look at the sales process. As I said, I don't like reading. I'm not a big fan of it. I just don't enjoy it. I like listening. I like seeing. I like pictures. So what we're going to give you is the complete outline of that process. So that way you can visually see what it is that you need to be doing at every single specific chain. And it's step by step. You guys saw when I gave you those 6 simple steps, it is step by step. Pick up the phone. You're going to go into your contact list. You're going to press the text message button, and then you're going to send this. That is the step-by-step system. We're going to give you that outline, very simple step-by-step to understand fluently. And guys, remember, I'm in 3 once you are inside. And sure, let me send that link one more time. There you go, perfect. So when it comes to the team building, what you're going to have is this is where many people from, especially when you start looking out into other cities, this is where you're going to get a huge amount of value from this right here. What we're going to do, okay, and what you're going to see in perfect, Ron, Sure. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully support can help you with that. Great question. So with this right here, this is going to give you that team building. This is going to help you with those hiring guards in making the correct decision for your business, okay? And the better you can have a clear overview about who you need to hire and how you need to hire, this is what's going to do that and really help you from making any sort of hiring mistakes in the future. Because guys, I've made dozens and dozens of hiring mistakes, okay? I've made dozens and dozens of hiring mistakes in my time, and this is going to simplify that process for you so that way you do not make any hiring mistakes and also allow you to build that team up much, much quicker with this, okay? And guys, is anybody on the fence as well to get in to this upgrade, okay, and really kind of join the outsourcing suite, okay? Is anybody on the fence? Can you give me a fence in the chat box right here? Because I really want to help you out, okay? If you're jumping in here, if you're thinking about, is the outsourcing suite right for me? I want to help you with this process and give you everything that you need, okay? So perfect. I see a few on the fences, but let me share with you this just so you can see. The additional items that you're gonna get is the contracts that you need, okay? These are the sales contracts in order to help you close those deals. These are the contractor paperwork, so that way you have those contractor paperworks lined up. You're gonna get additional live training, 2 additional live trainings in your business to be able to ask any questions that you have, so that way you never fall behind, okay? We do not want you to fall behind at all during that entire process. And during this right here, you're gonna get the Local 360 certification, which is our stamp of approval showing that you've gone through our systems, you've gone through our training, and you can use this to show that you're qualified when it comes to 360. As well, access to the Local 360 Facebook group with 24/7 community and full feedback as well. And on top of this, you're gonna receive our bonus, which is going to help really, really make this very easy for you. What we're gonna do is you can jump on a strategy call with one of our Local 360 experts who's gonna put you on track and keep you focused. Now with this right here, this is not like just jumping on a call, okay, and listening to what they have to say. This is identifying a personalized roadmap for your business to help ensure that you're set up in the correct way, because everybody's situation is different. If you want a more personalized approach, and if you struggle with focus sometimes, this right here is going to put it where we have that personalized service for you to jump on that call, understand that personalized roadmap, and make it as easy as possible for you to succeed. So guys, let me see, make sure to give that I'm in threes the second you are done. And Matt, what do you think about that as well? I want just kind of your opinion as well to kind of help everybody kind of understand for your community.
Well, I think it's amazing. I think it's something that people really need to be able to get that instant feedback and know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, with this right here, awesome guys. I see a couple others jumping in, which are great. Guys, with this, as we go through, and for anybody who's looking for a little bit more personalized of a service, this is something that you do not want to miss. And this right here is going away, okay? Once we close this, it is going to be going away, because we do want to make sure that our early adopters are 100% set up for success. And guys, with that, perfect, okay, glad to see. And guys, with that right there, Matt, I want to give you a big thank you for letting me jump on and start talking and really sharing kind of what Local 360 is, and hopefully clarifying anything that anybody had any struggles with before, any questions with before.
Of course. Thank you so much, Adam. I know how busy you are over there, and I really appreciate making time for us today. And I know how helpful that we've all found it.
That's awesome. Yeah, perfect. And let me do this for you guys really quick, okay? So perfect. As you guys are still getting in, just give me an I'm in 3 once you're in, just so I can see. And what I want to do is I want to give this as well. So perfect. Let me just do this because I saw a couple questions. Guys, these are the exact steps that we used right there, okay? And if you haven't done this for whatever reason, I really encourage you to do it. I really encourage you to dive in and just follow these 6 simple steps. Take a screenshot of this right now and just do it, okay? And that's what you need to do. And once you do it, you're gonna see the results start coming in, okay? It's not a question. I'm not questioning whether or not you're gonna get a result in the door. You are going to get an answer and you are gonna get positive responses if you follow this step by step. And once you do that, I want you to remember to dive in and go and especially qualify for Matt's bonus, which hopefully in the replay, if I think they're going to send out a replay, to make sure to go through and dive in through his link so that way you can qualify for his bonuses. Because remember, guys, you're getting access to not only the 50K lead gen suite, not only the 100K marketing package, and not only the done for you webinar. If you join with Matt's link, then you're also going to be getting this absolutely beautiful website that he's put together for you. You're also going to be getting the additional the voicemail drops in order to get leads calling back, and then you are getting those credits as well to make it even easier for you to start getting results right off the bat. Guys, I am so excited that you guys had me here today, and Matt, thank you so much for letting me jump on it. I really, really do appreciate it. I really, just after seeing your community's response, they are absolutely loving this, and I cannot wait to see their success.
Same here. Same here.
So perfect. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for having me. I hope you all have a great day. And guys, if you haven't jumped in yet, I really encourage you to jump in right now. And if you haven't done these 6 steps, do these 6 steps first, get the result, and then jump in. But remember, come Sunday night, we are moving it to a monthly reoccurring between $200 to $900 per month. And I want you to get in at the early adopter rate. So guys, thank you once again for having me. I cannot wait to see your success. Let's do it, guys. Thank you guys so much. Bye now.
Thank you, everyone. Take care and have a great day.
So there it is. It's Todd Gross here again. That was the, of course, nearly 2-hour webinar with a lot of training on how to get local clients. I hope it helped. Have a great weekend.